What would you do if you found your wife in bed with the village's most promiscuous man? Would you scream, cry, run away, or would you try to make sense of a chaos that seems impossible to stop? In the village of Canaan Town, many men had faced this nightmare, and all of them had whispered the same name, Charles. Charles was a man so fine, so charming, that even the gods would pause to admire him. By day, he was a builder. He raised walls, laid foundations, and crafted homes that would stand for generations. But by night, Charles was building something else entirely. There was hardly a night that Charles's bed was empty. Sometimes, 2 women would share the bed with him at the same time. Other nights, women would class at his doorstep, fighting over who would spend the night with him. Charles would lie there, broad-shouldered and smiling, telling them, "There's no need to fight. What's on the ground can go round," and laugh at the chaos. Everywhere, wives whispered about him endlessly. Outwardly, their voices carried hate and disdain, but inwardly, their hearts were heavy with jealousy. They could not understand why single young women could enjoy the attention of a man like Charles, while they, even married, were left longing. Husbands detested him. They cursed him openly, yet deep down, they wondered how he could get women wrapped around his finger so easily. Charles was at the center of many broken homes in the village, yet no one truly knew the extent of his exploits. The real beginning of his legend started with a woman named Ngozi. Her husband was rich, proud, and ambitious. One evening, he decided to hire Charles to help build on their new land. Ngozi protested, "I do not want a man like Charles near our home. He's a man of questionable character," she said. But her husband insisted, "Ngozi, he is the best man for the job." Reluctantly, Ngozi accepted. As time passed, Charles and Ngozi grew close. Her husband noticed the change and asked her one night, "Months ago, you hated this young man, yet now you seem fond of him. How come?" Ngozi smiled softly, hiding her secrets. "It seems the entire village doesn't understand Charles. He's actually a good man," she said. What her husband didn't know was that as Charles helped build the house, he was also busy building something else, a connection, a temptation, a bond that left no room for innocence. Just before the house was complete, Ngozi discovered she was pregnant. The rich husband was filled with joy, unaware that with this bundle of life also came trouble. Charles and Ngozi became like night and day, and slowly her husband noticed she no longer spoke of Charles the way she once did. As Charles and Ngozi grew closer, a curious rule emerged. Ngozi made it mandatory. "Charles, I will be the only one you sleep with. No other woman, ever." And Charles, ever tempted but compliant, obeyed. Ngozi would shower him with gifts, money, fine clothes, and even jewelry to ensure his obedience. For a time, it seemed like the unstoppable Charles had found a woman who could hold him, just her. But once Ngozi became pregnant, the rules could no longer hold. Charles's desires, wild, restless, and insatiable, could no longer be tamed by a single woman. Quietly at first, and then openly, Charles began seeing other women. The village soon buzzed with whispers. 2 women were fighting at his door this morning. I heard he slept with 3 women last night in one room. Even the elders shook their heads in disbelief and sometimes in silent laughter at the audacity of one man. By day, he was Charles the builder, raising walls that would last forever. But by night, he was Charles the temptation, leaving hearts broken, homes shaken, and children scattered across every household. Married women outwardly hated him, but secretly envied him. Husbands cursed him openly, yet deep down wondered how one man could wrap the hearts of so many women around his finger. Sometimes, the women would fight so hard outside his house that their husbands would rush to protect them,
only to find the women already laughing and plotting new strategies to spend the night with him. One night, two wives from different compounds met outside his house, glaring and shouting, You dare try to steal Charles's attention from me? Me? I've been here first." Charles, lying on his bed, smiled, raised an eyebrow and said, "Ladies, relax, there's enough of me to go around. Tonight, let's not waste energy fighting." And the women rolled their eyes, laughed and argued some more, only to return and kneel at his feet later. Every night, the whispers turned to suspicion. Husbands began noticing children in different compounds, all with the same eyes, the same smile, the same walk. Baba Ajani's wife whispered, "This child, he looks exactly like Charles." Mama Sade gasped, "And this one too." The village square became a scene of confusion. Fathers compared children, mothers whispered loudly, and the elders shook their heads in disbelief, some in anger, some in silent laughter at the audacity of one man. Eventually, the husbands could no longer tolerate it. They stormed to Charles's compound, shouting, "Charles, this ends today. You have broken homes, destroyed marriages, and caused shame in Canaan town." Charles, ever the charming, broad-shouldered man, smiled, laid back on his bed, and said, "Calm yourselves, my brothers. Surely there's enough of me to go around." But this time, their laughter was not enough. Even Charles could feel the storm gathering. The village buzzed endlessly with gossip. Husbands tried to ban him from their compounds. Women tried to protect him for themselves. Even the elders shook their heads and said, "Charles, you have built not just homes, but chaos itself." Sometimes, the villagers would laugh quietly and say, "He is both the curse and the blessing of Canaan town." Charles, who once slept freely every night, now had to watch the village chatter. The women whispered, the husbands plotted, and even Ngozi had moved on, knowing she could no longer control him. And so, the legend of Charles the Builder, the temptation of Canaan town, reached its peak. He who could not control his desires found himself surrounded by consequences. Homes broken, hearts shattered, children scattered. Even the strongest man, even the most charming, cannot escape the laws of life and consequence. Beauty without discipline is danger. Desire without control brings chaos, and even the cleverest man cannot outrun what he sows. Charles, the man who built homes by day, also built chaos by night. A story whispered for generations in Canaan town of desire, temptation, humor, and the inevitable fallout of a restless heart.